This is an ice delivery wagon. Wagons like this were used from about the 1880s to the 1920s or 30s. And this one and similar ones were used right here in the Bangor area, but other towns had their own local ice delivery wagons. Well, I think it's important because it represents the Getchell Ice Company, which was founded by a 14 and 15-year-old brothers in 1888. They built a little facility on the shores of the Penobscot, and they cut ice and started delivering it in wagons like this 133 years ago. The company is still in business. Well, we don't really know. It was restored. The Getchell family had it restored in 1965 by the Baltimore American Ice Company. Well, in the 1890s, there were about 20 ice companies in the Bangor Brewer area, and by 1920, there was only one left, Getchell Brothers. But ice, back since the 1850s, had been manufactured, well, not really manufactured, but harvested in Maine. And it was a very valuable crop. We used it locally, but we also used it on ships. They would be the return cargo for ships coming from the East India Company. And between 1870 and 1890, the return value of the ice in Maine exceeded the value of the gold that was being mined in California. It was a very valuable crop for Maine. Well, ice harvesting happened, of course, in the wintertime when the lakes or rivers were frozen, and they used big saws, some of them pulled by horses, some of them done by men, and they cut it into big blocks and then loaded it by chain or trolley type thing into the ice houses. It was packed into sawdust so it would stay frozen. It was a lot of work. And then, when they needed it in the summertime, they would chip off the right sized pieces. When they're ready to deliver the ice, they would cut it into blocks according to the size that the customer wanted. The customer would leave this sign in their window saying they needed a 100-pound block or 50 pounds. And then the driver, who would take his horse around to the different people who were buying ice from Getchell and leave the appropriate amount of ice at their house. Well, this all was happening before the age of electricity. So when you got your ice delivery, they put it in an ice box, probably a lot like a cooler that we would use today when we go camping. So they'd put it in the ice box. Eventually, they developed electric-powered refrigerators, although for a long, long time, the old folks called their refrigerator their ice box.